Good morning, my crafty friends. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to my Tuesday morning coffee and a card live. I am happy to be here with you today. It is Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Thanks for being with me. I so appreciate it. It looks like another beautiful day here in Middle Tennessee. Sunny, breezy. I think we're going to have a high of 81 or 82 today. I'm loving it. We did have an amazing thunderstorm yesterday. I grabbed my coffee and my hubby and I went out and sat in our rockers and watched it. It was so great. And we got about 2.2 inches of rain in about an hour and a half. So it was pouring down. Now they're saying no more rain till Friday. So we'll have a couple days of sunshine, it looks like. My name is Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. I have been an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for over 28 years, and I love what I do. I am here to help you find the joy of card making and paper crafting, to give you tips and tricks to make that easier and more fun for you, and then to encourage you to share your beautiful creations with others to make their day. The goal is to eradicate loneliness one card at a time. Be sure to give me a hello in the comments. Good morning, Karen. I am glad you are here with me so that I know you stopped by. And if you are watching later on the replay, please let me know that also. I love it when you come back and watch later. And if you have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know that. As always, I will be drawing from all of the comments that you leave on this video today and until I draw for a winner on June 12th. So that gives you a while. Who knows when I'll get on June 12th, but I will draw that day at some point. Any comments up to then will be entered. Every comment you leave is one entry, and it's for the card that I'm making today. So yay to that. Congratulations to the winner of my last card, Doris Monson. You won that card. Thank you for watching and commenting, and it is in the mail on its way to you. Just a reminder, if you can share my video to a crafty group, a crafty friend, by email to someone, let me know if you do that. That really gets me exposure I wouldn't otherwise have. It really helps out my small business, and I appreciate it. And if you let me know, I will give you a bonus entry toward the card drawing. Okay, let's get down to the table. I'm going to turn you around. Look at that gorgeous sunshine out there. Let's take you down to the table. Oh, my stamps here just fell over. I must have bumped my desk. Funny. That's okay. They're not going to hurt anything, I don't think. But let's see if I can get them to stand back up. There they go. Alrighty, this is me, Maureen Rolfes, also known as the Crazy Stamping Lady. My blog is the Crazy Stamping. It's not. My blog is crazystampinglady.blogspot.com. My email is crazystampinglady@gmail.com. My Facebook is facebook.com/crazystampinglady. My YouTube is under my name, Maureen Rolfes, and you can shop with me at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net. And just a reminder that Stampin' Up! Does have a rewards program, so for every qualifying order of $20 or more, you will automatically receive 10% back in rewards on future purchases. Rewards are redeemable for up to 1 year. Stampin' Up! Will keep track of them for you. If you use them, they will use the oldest ones first, and they will let you know if you have any rewards expiring in the next 30 days. You can get your free account at stampingwithmaureen.stampinup.net and make sure you opt into the rewards program when it asks you. I have one card to share today. This is from my friend Fran in Prescott. Actually, she's in Chino Valley. Yes, which is close to Prescott. She sent me this card. This she made using the technique that I showed on my May 27th video, where you can slide your ink pad across your embossed folder. The raised part's going to pick up that ink and get colored. And so she sent this to share, to show me that she had done that. And Frances, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And I love when you guys use what I share with you and do it. That's what I'm here for, hopefully, to teach you something new and fun. All right, let's see what's going on today. Few things. A reminder, we have our 30 days in June scavenger hunt going. It is going for the rest of the month. You do not have to have started already. You can start right now and come and join in on the fun. What you want to do to play is you're going to check back often on this page throughout the month. You're going to look for my posts, and my posts are going to be numbered 30 days in June for the scavenger hunt, and they'll be numbered number 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. You're just going to want to go through and make a list. So have a piece of paper, number 1 to 30 on there, and each day you're going to try to find the inspiration in the catalog for the card I'm showing you. And I'll give you some clues. I'll tell you what on the card that was in the catalog inspired us. I'll also tell you a range of pages so you don't have to look through the entire catalog. Once you find what you think is the inspiration, make sure that you like the post, that you comment on the post, and then that you write down the page number. At the end of the month, at the end of the 30 days on July 1st, I'm going to give you like 48 hours to send me a picture of your sheets of paper with all of the page numbers on them. And then I'm going to do a fun drawing. So from all of the scavenger hunt papers I get pictures of that have 100% correct answers, I am going to give away this sampler package of Designer Series paper. And then to all of the rest of them, including anyone who didn't win that first drawing, I'm going to do another drawing and send out another sampler package of this paper. So that is a ton of beautiful Designer Series paper, guys, that you can get just for participating in the scavenger hunt if your name is drawn. So I hope that you will consider joining us. If nobody gets 100% correct, then I will just throw them all into a pot and I will draw for 2 winners of the 2 packets. So think about joining us. It'll help get you familiar with the current catalog, which is a big part of why I'm doing this. It'll also give you inspiration and show you how me and my 3 other demonstrator friends are inspired by the catalog, how we find our ideas for cards from there. So hope you'll join me. The pin for this with all the instructions is pinned in the featured part of this Facebook page. So if you need more information, check there. Contact me. I will let you know. I'll give you the information. Whatever you need, let me know. We still have our buy one, get one 50% off sale going. This is for our sweets. So, quick reminder, this goes for the rest of the month. What it is, if you buy any full suite or any single product that is part of a suite, and then you buy a second one, the less expensive one is going to be 50% off. The caveat with this is, if you buy 3 large things from Sweets, like say 3 bundles that are like $50 each, and you buy 3 sets of Designer Series papers that are from Sweets, the 3 sets of Designer Series paper are going to be your half off item. So here's my tip. If you're going to buy large items like the bundles or the entire Sweets, go ahead and do those on a separate order because your second one will be half off, whatever the lesser price is. And then do a different order during the month to buy your smaller items like Designer Series paper, embellishments, embossing folders. Those all run really close in price within $1 or $2. And so order those on a second order and you'll get your second one of each of those half price. And that's going to give you the most bang for your buck. So I'm just letting you know that ahead of time to try to help you make the most of this sale. Again, this includes any Sweet products, including ones on the last chance list that might already be discounted. Just search on Sweets or go to the side under the Shop Now category and look for Sweets, and it'll tell you everything that's in them and make it easier for you to find the products that you're looking for. That goes through the end of the month. I also have my free class. So this past Monday, I did my free monthly class for orders from the month of May. You can go there from yesterday and check it out and see the kind of projects that we made to get an idea of what I do for my free class. But if you purchase from me in the month of June with a qualifying order of $50 or more, you're going to get a kit from me as a thank you for your support. The kit for $50 or more will be 3 free card kits, okay? The one for $75 or more will be those same 3 free card kits plus a bonus project. And the $100 or more will get 3 free card kits, a bonus project, and a half a pack of an embellishment. These are usually retired products, and they're very simple cards to put together, and they can be duplicated very easily with whatever products you might have on hand if you want to make more. Any smaller orders received from me during the month that don't qualify for a kit will receive a handmade card from me as a thank you just for your order. And all of my orders, no matter how big or small, are entered into my monthly prize drawing for winners. So yeah, I love you guys and I appreciate your support. It helps my business so much, and because of that, I like to give back what I can give back. Okay, we're going to play with a couple more last chance products, because just last week Stampin' Up! Added a ton more of last chance products to the last chance list, and they reduced the price on several things also. So we're going to use a couple. I cannot remember if I've used this one on camera or not before. I might have, I may not have. I've used it because I made a beautiful wedding card a couple months ago, but we're going to be using the Cake Celebrations bundle. Now this is the recipe. It's got all of the products and the measurements. I'm going to bring this back out at the end with the finished cards so that you can see them together. Take a screenshot if you want, and then I will post this information in the comments of this video later today. So here is our little project bundle. I've already done some of the die cutting just so that this goes a little bit faster, because there are quite a few pieces die cut on this card. So we have an A2 base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We have some layers. So let me get these out here. We have a layer of Pool Party. Let me see if my rubber eraser will take that little speck off of there. There we go. A layer of Pool Party cardstock and 3 pieces of basic white cardstock. And these are all cut out using the Countryside Corner dies. Now these dies are on the last chance list also. They are on the last chance list for $16.80. They were originally, I don't know how much. I didn't write it on here, which is weird. I try to always do that, but I don't. But I would say they were originally probably about $25, and now they're $16.80, which is a fantastic deal. They make wonderful, wonderful layers for your cards. I love it. A lot of these regular dies like this that are just basic, I hang on to almost forever because they're just great to use in the future. This was in one of our catalogs, and now it's back just online exclusive in the last chance list. So just that you're aware of that. And I used the second largest and the third largest dies for these two sizes right here. And on the instruction sheet, when you see it, I did add this little 3 here. Originally, when I put the measurements, I only put the measurements for the white, but forgot to add that you need 3 of those. So I wrote that in with my pen. And the other thing is, these measurements are like the minimum measurements, because I want you to be able to cut these out with the least amount of cardstock waste that you can. But when I cut mine out, I usually make them just a little bit larger than that, so it gives me a little wiggle room on the cutting plate. But this is the minimum measurements you would need to cut out these pieces. Okay, so I'm going to set those aside for just a minute. We already have a piece of Pool Party cut out, and this cutout is from the Cake Celebration dies. So these were originally $21, and they're now $16.80. And I use this large rectangle here. It is just a rectangle, but it's kind of bumpy and wavy, and it is going to be the base of our cake, and this is out of Pool Party. And then I also cut out the cake stand and the little birthday banner out of gold foil specialty paper. Okay, so we sell gold foil specialty paper. It comes in a 12 by 12 sheet like this. You get 2 sheets in a package. When I'm almost done with one sheet and I get a second, I probably combine them. So this one has a little bit more than what the 2 sheets would be, and that's because I combined the last package with the new one. I also keep all of my little scraps in a clear little envelope in here, and that's because I don't like to waste any specialty papers like this. They're a little more expensive. They're so beautiful and add so much to your cards, and I don't like to waste a single bit of them. So I cut out this base right here and this little banner. So those are pre-cut for us, just like that. Now I did want to show you when I did that, I do have some extra space on here, and I am going to use that to punch out some hearts. I'm not going to do it right now, but afterwards I'm going to use the Be My Valentine heart punch. It also has a word bubble, and I'm going to use this little heart right here and punch out maybe 3 more of them out of those areas on there. And then I just keep them in here with my little scraps, because those gold hearts are beautiful for birthday cards, anniversary cards, wedding cards, or even just to put as confetti inside of a card. So I don't want to waste any of this gold paper. I'm going to stick it in here right now, and then later I will punch those little hearts out. All right, so this is the set. It also comes with leaves, dies that will cut out the flowers in the set. It has frostings. It has several different things in here. Here's the coordinating set, which is also on the last chance list. This is not on sale. It is $21, and it is still $21 when I looked last time. And that's because probably they don't have a ton of them left, so they know they're going to be able to sell them at the full price. The actual stamp set has these cute sentiments in, so happy anniversary, happy birthday, happy wedding day, or just celebrate. It's got cake layers, the cake pedestal. It's got candles, sparkles, flowers, and leaves. And like I said, the leaves can be cut out using these 2 dies here. The flowers can be cut out using the flower dies here. So it is a great little bundle. On the last chance list, while supplies last. You guys know the routine, right? Okay, so let's get busy here. We're going to put this card together, and we're going to do just a little more stamping and die cutting. But the first thing I want to show you is I am going to use my base, and I'm going to take my piece of Pool Party and put it right on this base. I'm going to put it just slightly closer to the bottom than the top. And if you guys stick around with me to the very end, I have another sample to show you in a different color combo. Basically the same card, but a different color combo, which is always fun to see. So I'm going to come in here, maybe make it down so that my top border and my 2 side borders are about even, and my bottom border is just a little bit closer to the bottom. That doesn't look real straight, so let's see if I can lift this, which I might not be able to. Come on, you can do it, Maureen. You didn't push it down. Usually if you don't push down on the seal, you can finagle it a little bit. See if I can get that straighter. There. So I think that's pretty straight on there. We're going to cover up a lot of that if I creased any of it, so that's not going to be a problem. Okay, so that is that. And then I have a piece, one of these white pieces that I cut out, and we're going to add just a little bit of color to it. And the way I'm going to add that color is using my blue blending brush and my Pool Party ink, and I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper here, just to be able to brush off some excess ink. Now this has been used for several different blues, so it might look darker, but when I'm done with a project, I usually will try to get everything off that I can, and then I can use it with a lighter ink the next time. That way I only need one blender brush. Things like my reds and pinks, I might have two, a darker reds and a lighter ones. But for the most part, one blender brush per color group works just great. So we're going to open up our Pool Party. I'm going to rub my brush on there to pick up some ink. And then I don't want that ink to be too dark, so I'm going to take just a little bit off on my paper here. And then come over here and add this blue to the center of this piece. Okay, I love Pool Party. It is such a pretty color. It is one of my favorites. Okay, so there's some of that on there. It's probably enough, but I think I'm going to add just a little bit more. Play with it till you get it the way you want it. And I just like doing this on a lot of my layers. It gives you a nice platform to put your focal point on. So that's what we're doing here, is getting that ready for our focal point. I'm going to move the brush out of the way. I think I am done with it. Now what I wanted to show you on here, actually I should stamp, I think, my sentiment on here first. Let me do that right away. So we're going to take the Pretty Peacock, which coordinates so well with Pool Party. And I am going to stamp Happy. And I'm going to stamp it kind of at the top here, but I'm going to do it upside down. So I'm just going to go on this side. I'm going to do it upside down, and that way I can get it a little bit closer to me and straighter, especially on camera. And then when I turn it around, it's right where I want it. I'm also going to take the peacock, Pretty Peacock, and stamp the word birthday onto a piece of scrap paper that we'll be cutting out in just a bit. So just like that. And then for the inside of the card, I want to stamp the word celebrate. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my card, turn it upside down and open it. And then I'm going to take my word celebrate and I'm going to stamp it upside down. Now, you don't have to do this. I find that the closer I stamp to my edge, the better I can get it lined up and straight. And also because of the camera, I don't have to put my head underneath it. Do what works for you. Try it. You might really like it. It works for me very well. So you do what you want to do. I'm also going to take this same celebrate and stamp it onto my envelope. Just like that. So I think we're done. Think we're done with the peacock. And then I'm going to grab my Pool Party ink. And we're going to take one of the little sparkles out of this stamp set. So it's just kind of, looks like the top of a sparkler, just festive and nice. And I'm going to add some little Pool Party sparkles around my word here that says celebrate. I'm just going to have them kind of come up the edge over here, just so this envelope is fun on the outside too. I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to do the same thing around my celebrate on the inside of the card. So let's add a few little sparkles, so it really feels like a celebration. And then on the outside of the card, I'm also going to add a few. So let's see where I can fit some of these. One here, one here, one over here. Now there's no right or wrong to these. I'm just kind of trying to get an odd number because I think visually that is better, and just kind of spread them around on this card. So we're going to go with those 5. We could always add more later if I feel it needs it. Okay. Then what I want to do is I want to get a little dimension on here, but I don't want to pop it up on dimensionals because we're already going to do that with the cake stand. So what I did is I cut out 2 more layers just like this, and we're just going to glue them together using Tombow glue. So this is a great way to get just a little height on some of your layers without having to use a dimensional and have that whole height on there. So I'm going to just do that take this layer and put it right on top. And because I'm using Tombow glue, I have a little time and a little wiggle room so I can line it up perfectly. I'm going to do the same thing one more time. Just like that. And that way it won't make this card so thick for going through the mail. And that's what I'm always thinking about because I send so many cards. I don't want anyone having extra postage. I hate paying extra postage if I don't have to. So I'm just lining this all up. And now you can see that there is a little depth on here. And on your card, you're going to feel that there's a little depth, but it really added very little extra to your card. So this is going to go right here. Okay. And I am going to add that right now using some seal. You could use Tombow. I just have my seal that I usually put my layers together with. Let me get this pretty centered onto the layer below it. Just like that. So now we have this little base for our cake. Now let's put our cake together. So couple things. For the cake, I still need to cut out the frosting. So for the frosting, I have a piece of early espresso. I am going to take some of our self-adhesive sheet and peel off one side of the backing, lay this onto my piece of espresso. And actually, I'm just going to have to bring it right off. Let's just bring it off the end. Just like that. It's a little longer than I need, so I'm going to trim that off because I don't want that extra adhesive sticking off the end when I run it through my cut and emboss machine. Okay, and get rid of my scraps. Okay, so now we have the adhesive sheet on the back of here. I am going to take my bone folder and run it over to that sheet because I really want that adhesive sticking very well to that cardstock. Okay, and then we're going to take the little cut and emboss machine and I am going to run this through using the layers for the cake. So this is like frosting layers, or it could be cake layers with the frosting in between, however you make your card. And we're going to do that with the espresso. I love blues and browns together. Actually, I love pinks and browns together too. They're just really nice color combinations. But we're going to run this through. Now, I try it. Oh, it's giving me a little trouble. Probably because it's a little bit thicker. I can get it, guys. I just have to stagger my plates a little bit differently, I think. Hopefully that didn't mess up and I can line it up. Usually when you start to cut something, you can line it back up well again. In fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip this plate. That might be my problem. Put this back on here. Line that back up where I was cutting it. Hopefully pretty darn well. Put this other plate and I'm going to stagger them just a little bit. Hopefully this one will work and go through. Let's see what happens. And it won't give me fussiness. Oh, come on, little plates. Why aren't you going through today? I don't think I've ever had this problem on camera. I've had it a couple times playing. Well, let's flip it around. It's usually when my plates are starting to curve on this one, it's so fussy that sometimes I will have that issue. Let's see if it'll go through this direction. Yep, it will. Just had to go the other direction because of the curvature of the plates. So I can fix it. We just got to keep working at it. The little one is a little fussier than the large one, simply because the mechanisms are smaller and there's not as much wiggle room on them. So I do have to turn my plates upside down quite often. Here are the 3 little pieces of chocolate frosting. So they just cut right out of here like that. And then I have to get this backing off of the back of them. So when you run it through, it really embeds it against the cardstock well. I'm just going to take my bone folder and try to get this one end a little smoother. And then I'm going to take my snips. Now this might take just a little finagling because it's such a tiny little piece, but I know we can do it because I've done it a million times. I'm just going to run that along the edge of this layer. Sure, see, I've done it a million times, except on camera I can't do it. You know how it is. Bear with me, guys. This will come off. There it goes. Pick it up just like that. Now I'm just going to let it stick. Maybe I'll use my fingers or a tweezers. Tweezers always work well with tiny little pieces like this. So we have our cake and we have our frosting. I'm going to layer this right across there toward the bottom of my cake. It does stick over the edges just a little bit, and I don't worry about getting it. It's kind of one of those rustic cake looks. I don't worry about it being perfect in any way. Do the same thing with this one. Hopefully this one will go slightly faster. Hope you guys are having a super duper Tuesday. Mine is off to a great start. It's been a beautiful day. I've gotten a lot done. Yeah, might be time for a nap soon. Who knows, right? Okay, let's pull that off. We'll do our second layer. I'm going to do this one a little bit more toward the top up here. And lay it down on there. And then we'll do our third layer of chocolate frosting. So what are you? Are you a vanilla frosting person or a chocolate frosting person? I'd love to hear. Put it in the comments. I love chocolate cake with vanilla frosting. That has got to be my favorite combo. And the chocolate cake that I make has a cup of dark, rich black coffee in it, and it is so moist and so delicious. Okay, so there is our little cake layers with the frosting on them. And we're going to put our cake together. So I want this little banner to look like it's on top of the cake. It is very, very teensy tiny. You can see how thin the little lines are. So what I'm going to do is take it and flip it over. And on the very back of it, on each of those little teensy banners, I'm going to put the tiniest little dot of glue. Just like that. And then I'm actually going to just blend it around a little bit because I don't want it oozing out of those banners. And then we are going to pick that up using my tweezers. And I'm going to lay it down, hopefully pretty centered underneath the happy here. Just like that. And I'm going to put a block on top of it, just to make sure that that glue really adheres well so I can give it some nice firm pressure. Okay, so there's our little topper. Now these sides I didn't put any glue on, so I'm just pulling them in a little bit so they look like they're going in like that. The next thing we want to do is put our cake on our cake stand. So I found the best way to do this is I want this cake to go just slightly, just the littlest bit over the front of my cake stand. So I'm going to lay it on to my glass mat. I am going to put it right on the line like that. Let me grab my tearing tape. I want a piece of tearing tape so I can adhere this together. You could also use Scotch tape, guys. We talked about that the other day. And then I'm going to take my cake stand and come in here, and since I know this is all pretty straight, I'm going to use the same lines. Try to center it side to side, just slightly over the bottom of that cake. And I mean slightly. I don't want it a lot. Although, if you had more, it probably wouldn't matter, guys. Okay, so there. I've stuck them together. Can you see how that cake is just over the top of the cake stand like that? Just like that. Now we're going to add this to the front of our card, and I'm going to use dimensionals for that. So let me grab a few of those. I want this popped up, and because this is on dimensionals is why I didn't make this on dimensionals and why I just did the 3 layers. But I hope you can see that it does give it a decent amount of dimension off of there. You can really tell it on the card. So let's lay one of these here, one here. I'm going to put one on each side here to help anchor that cake also to the cake stand, just like that. And then I'm going to take a couple pieces from the side, just snip them off from the side of my dimensionals. And we're going to place these, one at the base of this cake stand and one at the top of this cake stand, just like that, okay? And then we're going to add this to the front of our card. Let's get those backings off. And I'm going to place this. And when I place it, I want the top of this cake to go just slightly over the bottom of those gold sticks, like that, so that it has that little banner above it, like that. And then we're going to take our birthday and we're going to bubble cut. Now, bubble cutting is my term that I use when I go around words. I don't like to fussy cut a lot of words. If they're big, it's not too bad. But the smaller they are, the harder that gets to be. So instead of actually fussy cutting around each piece, I bubble cut, which means I just go in and out, round my corners, and go around the word, but I don't worry about it being perfectly lined up with the letters on the word. So we're going to come back down in here and then back up and then down. And bubble cutting is just my term. I've really never heard anyone else call it that, but to me it reminds me of a big bubble just kind of floating in the wind with all those little curvy edges on it, like that. And it's easier than fussy cutting on your words. So there is our bubble cut birthday. I'm going to add a couple mini dimensionals to this one. So we're going to put one on each end because I'm going to have it straddle that cake stand. That way it's really at the same level of the cake stand, and again, does not add more dimension to the card for going through the mail. Pull off those two. So since it's going over that cake stand, I only need those 2 dimensionals. We're going to come in here and put this over the bottom, just like that. Let me get it straight before I push it down. Just like that. How cute! Do you guys like it? Let me know what you think. I would love to hear. Now we have to add a little sparkle to our sparkles. So I grab all these in my face. I'm just going to add one of these tiny little rhinestones to the center of each of these sparkles to have our glimmer on the front of this card. Although the gold cake stand does a lot too for giving you that festive feel. But you know, bling. Gotta have a little bling. Just a little bit of bling. Okay. So there we go, guys. This is our card. Now I'm going to show you an alternate color scheme. Let me show you this one real quick first. So here is the card itself. The inside with the celebrate. This is done with Pool Party, Pretty Peacock, and Early Espresso. And then here was my alternate color scheme. This is done with Bubble Bath and Pretty in Pink and Basic White. So you could do these for boys, for girls, for whatever you want. The cool thing about this stamp set and dies is that it comes with 2 layers of everything I just showed you. So this is the wider layer that I used for the birthday cake. It also comes with a smaller squared off layer and the frosting layers so that you could make a 2-tiered wedding cake if you want. And you could add all the little flowers and greenery to it and have Happy Wedding Day. So it is just a very versatile set. We do not have a ton of sets for weddings and anniversaries, unfortunately. And I do always need those. So again, this one's on the last chance list. I probably will hang on to it for a while until I can come up with something else that I like for weddings and anniversaries. But today's card is a birthday card. This is what we're doing. This one's mine because I actually needed a girl card. This is our boy card, or maybe not. It's our blue card. It's pool party. You could go to anybody, especially if their favorite color is blue. Pool party is one of my favorite blues along with the peacock. They both have a slightly green undertone. Just one's real dark and one's real light, and they go together so well. So again, hope you liked it. Thank you for taking some time to spend with me today. I hope you liked it. I hope some of the items I showed you, the tips and the tricks, were new to you. Don't forget to leave your comments for a chance to win this card. You have at least until I draw the day after tomorrow, so go ahead, add your comments. Finally, I would love to have your business if you're looking for any Stampin' Up! Products, or if you just have creative or stamping questions for me. Please contact me. I'm here to answer them, to help you out, to be your creative coach. You can contact me either in the comments of my videos or anytime at crazystampinglady@gmail.com. I do plan to be back here on Friday, same time, same place, and I look forward to seeing you all then. Bye.